Welcome to Cosmic Enigmas. Today we won't talk about black holes, supernovas, or impossible planets. Today we'll talk about something much quieter and much more terrifying. For years we believed the universe was simply an ocean of stars and galaxies floating through immensity. But one of the most important discoveries in modern astronomy revealed a surprising truth. The universe is not randomly distributed. Galaxies form a gigantic network of luminous filaments, patterns, clusters, and cosmic walls. But between those structures, there are immense regions where almost nothing exists. Voids so large that if you were inside one, the visible universe around you could seem almost non-existent. And that's where the real question begins. What is more terrifying? And a place full of dangers, or a place where almost nothing exists? Imagine waking up inside a spacecraft, opening your eyes and looking out the window. But you don't see stars, you don't see planets, you don't see galaxies, only darkness. A darkness so perfect that your brain starts searching for something, any point of reference, and finds nothing. There is no up, no down, no horizon, no signs of life, only an immense silence stretching across millions and millions of light years. Perhaps the most terrifying place in the universe is not a black hole. Perhaps it is a place where almost nothing exists. When we think of space, we imagine glowing nebulae, exploding stars, spinning galaxies, and unknown planets. But that image is misleading. On a large scale, the universe is not full of lights, it is full of voids, gigantic regions where there are very few galaxies, very little visible matter, and a sense of loneliness impossible to comprehend. Astronomers call them cosmic voids. But these voids are not just empty gaps between galaxies. They are some of the largest known structures in the universe. Some stretch across hundreds of millions of light years, forming enormous dark regions between the glowing threads of the cosmic web. To understand their scale, imagine crossing a distance so vast that even light itself would need millions upon millions of years to travel through it. From the inside, the universe would not look like the night sky we know. It would look almost silent, almost unfinished, as if the cosmos had forgotten to place anything there. And that is what makes them so unsettling. They are not violent, they are not loud, they do not explode or devour stars. They simply exist as vast regions of absence, reminding us that the universe is not only made of what shines, but also of what is missing. And although cosmic voids may sound like simple empty spaces, they are actually one of the keys to understanding how the universe is built. For a long time, people thought galaxies were distributed more or less uniformly. But when telescopes began measuring distances and positions, a surprising pattern appeared. The universe looks like a spider web. Galaxies are not randomly distributed. They gather into enormous filaments, walls, and nodes like rivers of light connected to one another. And between those rivers, the abysses appear, dark bubbles where there are almost no galaxies. This structure is known as the cosmic web, an immense architecture shaped by gravity and dark matter. The cosmic web is one of the most important clues we have about the history of the universe. It shows that gravity did not build the cosmos evenly. Instead, matter slowly gathered into dense regions, while other areas were left behind. Over billions of years, galaxies formed along bright filaments, clusters grew at the intersections, and the spaces between them expanded into enormous voids. In a way, the universe became a map of contrast. Light against darkness, structure against emptiness, matter against absence. Now let's travel mentally. First we leave Earth, then the solar system. Behind us, the sun becomes only a distant point. Then we leave the Milky Way, a galaxy with hundreds of billions of stars. Farther away appears Andromeda, our great neighbor. Then we see galaxy groups, clusters, and superclusters. But the farther we move away, the more obvious something unsettling becomes. Light does not fill the cosmos. Light lives on edges, in filaments, and in concentrations. The rest is a dark immensity. Among those cosmic abysses, there is one especially famous, the Boötes Void. It was identified in astronomical studies during the 1980s, when scientists were trying to map the distribution of galaxies in 3 dimensions. What was strange was that in a gigantic region of the sky there appeared an enormous absence. In a volume where many galaxies were expected, there were very few. That is why the Botas void became one of the most unsettling symbols in astronomy. A region so large that if you were near its center, the visible universe around you might feel almost switched off. But there is something important. A cosmic void is not literally absolute nothingness. It is not a black hole. It is not a portal. It is not a magical zone where physics disappears. Inside there can be gas, dark matter, and some lonely galaxies. The difference is density. Compared to the bright regions of the cosmos, a void has very little matter. It is like entering a city where millions of people should live, but you only find a few houses with their lights on, separated by distances the size of imaginary continents. To understand them, we have to go back to the young universe. After the Big Bang, matter was not perfectly distributed. There were small differences in density. Where there was a little more matter, gravity attracted even more matter. Over time, those regions became denser. Filaments, clusters, and galaxies were born. But in the regions with less matter, the opposite happened. They became emptier and emptier. The gravity of the dense regions was pulling matter outward. So voids are not mistakes in the universe, they are part of its natural growth. The terrifying part is not that something would attack you inside a void. The terrifying part is that there would be almost nothing to look at. The human mind needs references. A light, a shadow, a direction, a movement. Inside a deep cosmic void, the scale would be so absurd that even traveling at impossible speeds, you could spend millions of years without reaching a major galaxy. It would be a prison without walls, a desert without sand, an ocean without waves, and yet you would still be inside the universe. However, inside some voids, isolated galaxies do exist. They are like fireflies lost in an eternal night. Being far from large clusters and frequent collisions, they may evolve differently. Some research suggests that void galaxies can have slower or different star formation histories compared to galaxies in dense environments. This opens a fascinating question. If a civilization were born in a galaxy inside a void, how would it see the cosmos? Would it believe the universe is almost empty? Would it have fewer clues to discover that enormous networks of galaxies exist beyond its view? And here comes the most unsettling part. Cosmic voids do not just exist, they grow. As the universe expands, the great low-density regions become increasingly important. Dark energy, that mysterious force associated with the accelerated expansion of the cosmos, is studied precisely by observing how galaxies, filaments, and voids are distributed. In the far future, if the expansion continues, distant galaxies will move so far away that many of them will disappear from our observable horizon. The universe could appear darker and darker, more isolated, more empty. That is why the most terrifying place in the universe does not need fire, monsters, or explosions. Its terror lies in absence, in the idea that most of the cosmos does not feel like a sky full of stars, but like an immense darkness between small islands of light. And perhaps when we look into space, the most unsettling question is not what is out there, but how much of what is out there is simply nothing. If this journey made you see the universe differently, subscribe to Cosmic Enigmas, because this is only the beginning, and the secrets of the cosmos are much deeper than we imagine.